Well, current time is 2 p.m. on this Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. And I've been sitting here, well, halfway attention placed on episode of Gunsmoke. And in the meantime, watching the uploading process to my previous content. And wow, I cannot believe it. I'm actually all caught up at this given point in time. But as I'm sitting here and looking in this direction of my weight area in my bedroom here, which I have not been making use thereof in quite some time. And I, got to thinking, man, dude, you really need to get back into it, get that weightlifting regime going once again. The arms and legs are getting too small, the chest is getting too flat, losing a lot of mass. But not only does it take the weightlifting, but it takes an increase in the diet area. More food, higher amounts of sustenance, more protein. Well, with that, in order to get those higher amounts of protein, basically you have to go to meat-based sources. And, and a lot of this is because my chest is getting too flat, and that is within the bodybuilding world, or the physique focus of the body or onto the body. It's typically the width of the shoulders and the barrelness and definition of the chest, and then it just kind of expands out from there. Of course, a slim waist, large legs, large arms. That's just the case and rule for proper physique within said bodybuilding. But once again, so yeah, the focus a lot of times, and for many people when they first begin, is that of the upper torso or the chest, aka with a lot of like exercises with the barbell, doing bench pressing, okay, as well as dumbbells, doing your flies, and so on and so forth. But once again, you have to incorporate foods and meats. And well, one of those meats, for me, it's poultry. Of course, when we discuss poultry, most generally, thoughts of holidays come into mind, Thanksgiving or Christmas, where we have the turkey or the grilling out days of hamburgers and steaks and chicken and and then of course your football parties, your chicken wings, buffalo wings, if you will, and oh yeah, everybody jumps on those. In the holidays, it's always about the legs, who gets the legs, and the drumsticks, if you will. But for me, it's always, of course, the breast. And what is the breast? Okay, just kind of play along. I'll speed this up. So the breast is actually the chest of poultry. Well, I'll just stick with chickens and turkeys. Okay, but thing is when you actually go into defining what a breast is, which chickens and turkeys or birds, fowls, They don't have breasts, but yet we have birds with, the red-breasted robin, or and we have the chicken breast, the turkey breast, but they don't really have breasts because breast implies mammary glands. Okay, and so so you really have to, when it comes to chicken and chicken breasts, it should be chicken chests because once again, breasts implies mammary glands, such as like on a woman, and that which produces milk. Okay, but then when we think of milk, we don't think of women. Okay, no, right off the bat, we're thinking of cows. Okay, or goats, right? That produces milk. But they have udders. They don't have breasts. Udders and teats. And which their udders are below their chests, right? Whereas on a woman, the breasts are on the chest. But there are no breasts on the chests of birds. But let's go on a little bit further. Because when we go back to cows or goats, they don't have breasts, even though they have mammary glands, right? No, they have udders and teats. Sometimes the udders are called bags. And that's why we have such products known as bag balm. Okay? Bag balm, hand, whatever. Lotion or salves. Okay, so let's go to cats and dogs. In which after a pregnancy and having their litters, well, they develop mammary glands, but they have multiple teats, but they don't have udders. And these, but they have, well, many just classify it as bags. None other, there's more medical term, if you will, of precision for cats and dogs, but we'll leave that alone. We'll just stick with the factor that cats and dogs have bags. Okay, cows and goats have bags. But with dogs and cats, and once again, they don't have breasts. They have these bags with multiple teats, but it's because they have multiple mammary glands that produces milk. And again, these bags are below the torso or chest, upper torso, or the chest. So, therefore, women only actually have breasts. Although some men do, in which it is even stated that men have breasts on their chests, because even men can produce milk. Yeah. So, and so the only thing is, okay, so when you think about it, with women having breasts which have mammary glands that produce milk, which are basically udders on the chest rather than below the chest, in which the udders are in slang called bags. Now we can understand in the long run why elderly women are known as old bags. And that is a short story long. And just a thought. Yep. So there you have it. Chests, breasts, udders, and bags. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that, and I guess I can go ahead and carry on with a sky observation. Possibly. Thanks for watching.